Hi everyone, this is Heather Smith from Storyville Photography, and today I'm going to show you how to achieve this edit. So this is the before, and this is the final edit. And the first thing I'm going to do is open my image into Lightroom. You can also use the Camera Raw filter portion of Photoshop to do this, and I'm just going to hit Simplicity number 1. Come on, there we go. So this is the before, and that is the after. And I'm going to go ahead and open this up into Photoshop. Okay, now that we are in Photoshop, I want to set the mood and give it this really pretty turquoisey green vibe within the background. So to do that, I'm going to select the Lavish Turquoise from the Crazy for Color pack and hit play. Now as you can see, it's going to come with a black mask, so if I was to use it this way, I would just take a soft white brush at 100% opacity and just kind of brush it on the areas that I want. But for this image, I want it to affect the whole area, and it's going to be a lot easier for me to just mask it off of her. So what I want to do is convert this into a white mask by hitting Command I, and it's going to cover the whole image. And you can tone the opacity down to whatever you like, or you can keep it full blast. And you can also come into here and make any adjustments that you would like. For this, I'm going to turn it down to about 60%. 61% is fine. And then I'm going to take a soft white brush, or soft black brush, I'm sorry, at 100% opacity and go ahead and mask it off of my subject. This is my daughter. As you can tell, she's just loving this shot right there as you zoom in close up, but it works well from far away. Brush it off of her shoes and her pants. Okay, and if you're going to print these guys, I would definitely zoom in, and make sure you don't have any halos and all of that fun stuff. I'm just going to do this kind of quickly for tutorial purpose. Now the next thing I want to do is select the Storyville Jeweled Green and do the exact same thing, and this is also from the Crazy for Coral pack. And I'm going to invert that, and I'm going to turn it down to about, I don't know, like 67%. And if you want to just keep the same mask, just select a mask that you have already created and hold the Option key down and just drag it right on top. So this is the before and after with the jeweled green. And now I want to go up to the Crazy for Coral and hit play. This is also part of the Crazy for Color pack. And I'm going to keep this at on a black mask, and I'm going to use a soft white brush at 100% opacity. I'm going to definitely decrease the opacity down, but I like to see where I'm painting, so it's going to come on pretty strong at first. This is going to make the orange coral tones in her coat pop, and it's a beautiful contrast against like the turquoisey green. That's the before and after. And as you can see, I kind of missed a little bit here. I said that I wasn't going to be too concerned about it. So anyway, I shouldn't spend any more time on it. I just can't help myself there. Okay, so that is the before and after. Very subtle, but it makes all the difference. And now I want to add a little bit of matte to this image. As you can see, it was already a really nice foggy day. I just kind of want to add to that. So I'm going to go into the Dreamy Matte Action Pack, and I'm going to choose the basic matte, and I'm going to hit play. And I'm going to dial that back to about like 40%. You can use it as high or as low as you would like. And then I'm going to add, mask it off of my subject, which is my daughter. And you can either choose the soft black brush at 100% opacity, or you can do the trick where you just grab the Option key and you drag it and drop it. Now as you can see, my masking was pretty terrible there. This is more noticeable than the other ones. Really don't want to spend too much time masking, but I'm just going to kind of run over that really quick because that is an eyesore, guys. But now you know what I'm talking about. It's very important to be right on with your mask, so there's halos or things left over, and it's just not a good look. Okay, not perfect, but it will do for the purpose. So before and after, and you can always go back and make other adjustments as well to the opacity. So now I want to go ahead and go into the Ultimate Light Pack, and I'm going to grab the Light Rays number 3 and just drag and drop, or you can open it up into Photoshop, select it, copy it, and paste it onto your image. And I'm going to hit screen mode. And I'm going to make some adjustments by holding the Shift key down and just kind of dragging it to where I would like. Pull it down, and I'm going to be adding another one of these on top of it. You can add as many light overlays as you want with different adjustments, whatever really fits your image. Drag it down just a little bit more. There we go. And I'm going to turn the opacity down to about like 45-ish%. That's good. I'm going to add a layer mask at 100% opacity. And obviously you don't want any of these lines, guys, and you want it more natural. Coming right out of the lamppost over here just isn't going to cut it. So I'm going to just take the brush and make sure that it lines up with the lamppost. Add a little bit back. Okay. Again, spend time on this. I'm just doing it quickly so you have an idea. That is the before and after with that. And I'm going to grab one more overlay. If I can find what I did with it here. Okay, there we go. I'm going to grab the Light Rays number 4. And I'm going to line it up just like I did with the other one. Select screen mode. Coming out of there. And this I'm going to turn down to about 30%. 36 works too. Add a layer mask, use the soft black brush at 100% opacity. And that looks good to me. I might drag this up just a little bit higher. There we go. Okay, so the before and after. Again, you can spend time pulling them down, really just to where your eye likes it. So now I want to add some kind of like floating dust particles. To do that, I'm just going to grab a layer mask, and then I'm going to come up into my brushes, and I am going to select the Sparkle Dust brush 2. And I'm just going to click lightly. And then I want to move these particles to where I want them. So I'm going to make sure my layer mask is selected and hit Command T to free transform them. And you can kind of just fiddle around. If you want them even brighter, just hit Command J and duplicate the copy. I might keep that at about 50%. But yeah, you can scatter, you can do different layers at different opacities with this brush, whatever you like. And now I want to do some dodging and burning, so my go-to is always the Storyville Ultimate Dodge and Burn, and hit play. Make sure that you open these groups up to find the 3 smaller groups, and then open those group up, and you'll see the black layer mask. I'm going to do the dodge and burn combo. It dodges and burns at the same time. Soft white brush, 100% opacity, and I need to get a soft white brush. There we go. And I am just going to go ahead and paint on her jacket and her shoes. I'm going to turn that up to like 31%, looks good to me. So that's the before and after. And I'm going to go into the dodge and burn skin and hair. And I'm going to zoom in a little bit. And I'm going to go ahead and use my soft white brush at 100% opacity and paint it on her skin. Then I'm going to dial it back to about 40%. 43% works as well. Dodge her hair a little bit. And that's the before and after there. And now I'm going to go ahead and do the dodge and burn combo on the whole environment. So I'm just going to go ahead and expand my brush and paint that on. And I'll be playing around with the opacity after, so don't be freaked out. There we go. And we're going to tone that down quite a bit. I like to go to 0 and kind of see where my eye likes it. I'd say about there works for me. So before and after. Love, love, love this action. And now that I pulled it away, I feel like her jacket is a little bit too dark. So I'm going to go back into the clothing and I'm going to hit the extra dodge and paint it on with a soft white brush. And if you need to duplicate a layer, guys, you can duplicate any of them by hitting Command J. That I will tone down a little bit. That's kind of intense. There we go. So before and after the action. And now I just want to add a little bit of color to her cheeks. So I'm going to go into the retouch and hit the Storyville Rosy Cheeks and Lips and hit play. Open this up. I'm going to choose the Vibrant Coral. Make sure you clicked on the layer mask and not the color itself. And I'm going to select a soft white brush, 100% opacity. And it's going to come up, little tongue-tied. It's going to come on strong. And then I'm going to dial it back again to 0 and then just kind of increase it to where my eye likes it. Before and after. And that looks good to me. And now I want to crop it in a little bit so there's not as much foreground as it's showing right now. To do that, guys, I like to hit Command A to select it and then go to the select and transform selection. And this is going to keep it to where it doesn't get skewed with your printing and it just kind of stays sized nicely. So I'm going to hit the check mark there and then I'm going to go into image and crop. There we go. Okay, and now I just want to darken the foreground a little bit. To do that, I'm going to grab a gradient. So you can go into this thing right there, and you can't see it, but the second option down is gradient. I'm going to do a linear, and it's going to just cover up the bottom there. Hit OK, turn it to soft light, put it at 0, and kind of crank it up to where my eye likes it. And that looks good to me. Take a soft black brush at 100% opacity and just mask it off areas you don't want it. Before and after, and that looks pretty good to me. Maybe dial it back just a little more. And now the last thing I want to do is run the smoothing and sharpening action. To do that, you gotta flatten your image, so layer and flatten. And you want to make sure you are clicked on the background layer. And where is it? There we go. Run the step 1 smoothing, hit play. And you can keep this as strong or as mild as you like by just playing with the opacity there. I'm going to leave it at about 41%. And then I'm going to click the sharpening and you can just hit play. And then I'm going to dial that back quite a bit to about 44%. And that looks good to me. So this is where we started, and this is where we are finished. You can find everything that I used here at www.storyvillephotography.com. I hope you have a great day. Thanks, guys. Bye.